Battlefield Podcast.
Hey everybody, it's Ola aka Chalk1 from Battlefield Podcast here with Tim aka Darkness429 as always, and we also have a special guest. We have Scannerbarkly joining us today, and this is going to be a mini preview of a podcast we're going to throw up on iTunes actually. So if you're not subscribed to us on iTunes, there's links in the descriptions, so you can find that and check it out. It's going to be a little bit of a longer discussion on this particular topic, probably about 30 minutes, audio only, so if you're on a commute or something, need something to listen to, we would suggest you go check that out. But as a real quick summary, I want to get everybody's opinion on the topic of whether or not there has been too much information about Battlefield 4 before the game's even in our hands. We're not even at the beta yet. The beta is out in a couple of days from now. I feel like we know so much about this game already that I'm almost bored of it already, and I haven't even touched it. So, Tim, what are your thoughts?
I really feel like as a community as a whole, a lot of the YouTubers, news outlets, we kind of beat this one to death. We were given so much information from EA and DICE this time around. With Battlefield 3, we didn't see a lot from them. We saw a couple trailers from E3, and then that was about it. But this time around, we saw live streams from E3. We saw live streams from Gamescom. We got video from EA given to Ronku members to give out to the community. I mean, there's just so many different things that were given to us. And then, of course, just being YouTubers and just being these news outlets, we're going to want to give it out to the masses. So, of course, you're just going to see this very large inundation of media. So I really feel like we kind of destroyed it before we even got our hands on the final project. And I feel bad for some of the other community members, because I've seen like these Twitter posts. People are saying, I'm bored of Battlefield already. I don't want to play it. I'm sick of it.
I think it's an interesting middle ground that EA and DICE are walking, because overexposure will always drive certain people away from a product. But as Tim said, we've never had this much info, this much footage of a game that hasn't even hit beta yet. And it's out there and it's everywhere. So what they're trying to do is, as swiftly as possible, turn their current BF3 user base into BF4 players as quickly as possible. They had a slow, steady growth with BF4, or BF3, almost over 2 years. BF3 grew from like early levels of its player base up to being a monster that can rival any FPS out there. They can take the crown off them if they play their cards right. And we facilitated that. It was EA and DICE using the YouTubers that, we sit here and we demand involvement due to our passion. And they said, okay, let's involve these guys. And we all jumped at it and bit down hard on whatever they were willing to throw us. So it's definitely an interesting place. And I think it absolutely did turn some people away. Maybe not from the game itself, but maybe they're not as maybe they're no longer day one adopters or like first week buyers. Maybe they're happy now to wait a couple of weeks and see. But it's definitely been interesting.
Yeah, or maybe they even just didn't watch some videos on YouTube. I've heard from a lot of people who just said, oh, more BF4 stuff, I'm not going to look at it. It's almost like a trailer to a movie. A lot of people don't watch those. But we're curious to see what you guys think. Leave us a note in the comments. Tell us what your impression is of, have you had too much of Battlefield 4 already, or would you like more in the future? I think it's an interesting topic. If you want to find out more of our opinions, we're going to have the podcast up on iTunes. Like I said, you can find that on our website. It's battlefieldpodcast.com. All the social media links are in the description as well. Hopefully, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new here, hit subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.